Hello, it's me again. I'm back twice in a day. I needed to do this. I started doing them last year, and it did help me and everything. And as you all know, or most of you know, the last few months I've been in a stingies. Ended up going to the doctor and getting medication and all, but it didn't work for me. It just made me feel like a fucking zombie. So I've been down, and I'm getting back to what I know works for me. So I know that the fermented foods and all the rest of it, the gut biome and all of that, got to sort that out. Healthy gut, healthy mind. So a few of the boys, Benji, Kellerman, Stav, they've had sauerkraut and kimchi and whatnot off me, and I get asked about the sauerkraut, so I thought I'd jump on now and just do a quick one of the sauerkraut. So in the bowl here, I've already weighed out the percentage of salt needed for the what's called lacto fermentation. So in there is 30 grams of salt, which is 2% of the weight of the red cabbage I'm using to make the sauerkraut. Also in there is caraway seeds and some chopped up ginger. That's that, ready to go. If you're doing it at home, jar, a jam jar, anything like that, you can put it into that. I'm going to be putting it into bags, black bags. If it's good enough for Noma, which has been voted best restaurant in the world, I don't know, 3 or 4 times, they've actually got a development kitchen there that all they deal with is fermented foods. And I got the book over there, and it's mind-blowing, the stuff that they do. They don't just do, you know, bit of red cabbage, they do all sorts of stuff. So salt there, red cabbage, good knife, sharp, I sharpen them myself and everything. So this is an Ioshen knife. I got a good deal on them. They're the best knives I have ever used, and I've used all sorts. I've used Sabatier, Victorinox, all of them. So all you do, get your red cabbage, or white, you can use white cabbage as well, and all we do, chop it up. If you've got a food processor, you can chuck it in there and do it like that. I just prefer doing it with a knife. So get that, chuck it in with the salt and crack on. And it doesn't have to be fancy or anything like that. All it does, chop them up, and like I say, if you've got a food processor, you can do it with that. So that's it basically. So you've got that. So you've got your red cabbage, and all you do, massage the salt and that into it. Now, if you were doing it just for yourself at home, and you had a jam jar or, you know, a sauce jar, whatever, all you would do with that now is you massage this for a good few minutes, so the natural waters inside the cabbage start coming out. Now that's what it is for the lacto fermentation. So, and if you do it in a food processor, it gets chopped up a lot finer, so you end up with the juices coming out more freely, quickly. Just roughly chop him up, no airs and graces. Don't worry about your knife skills. In he goes. So that's that. I'll do the rest of the cabbage in a minute, but that's the basic process of it. Chop it up, in with the salt, mix it around, let it sit for 5 minutes and the natural juices will come out. I'll then put it in a bag that, and then I'll vac pack that, put it to the side, and after 3 or 4 days, this was vac packed, totally air sealed. This in here now, that you can see, is the air that's come off the fermentation. And as you can see, in the bottom of here now, all the juices coming in there. So all I do, give that a shake every now and again. What I can do then with that, I can either leave it like that for another day or two on the side, or put it in the fridge, or cut it open, get a jar, put it in the jar, put it in your fridge. Push it down so that the natural juices come above it. If it doesn't, all you have to do, get a bit of salt, a couple of teaspoons of salt and a bit of water, dissolve the salt in the water, and cover the cabbage in your jar. Put that in your fridge. That will keep for months and months and months. That's my one there. Now I made that in October and that is absolutely fine. And as you can see, there's the juices in that. And I have that with everything. Every meal I have, I'll have a fork full of that. It's full of probiotics. Now you can go to a shop and buy probiotic supplements and pay a tenner for 30 tablets, and they'll have about 6 or 7 strains of probiotics, and that's that. That there has got literally hundreds. This and the kimchi, they're the two that I do the most. And as you can see in the bottom of there, that's all the juice in the bottom of that. That's for Benji and Kellerman, the kimchi that I've got made there. But it'll keep for months and months and months. Anyway, in the words of Keith Floyd, I use wine in a lot of cooking. Sometimes I even put it in the cooking. So I'll crack on with that, bag it all up. This is all for Benji. Enjoy your evening. And that is basically how you make sauerkraut. Chopped cabbage, 2% weight of salt to the cabbage, some caraway, you can put whatever you want in there, ginger, garlic, carrots, all of that can go in there. That then goes through the process of lacto-fermentation, and that is the best probiotic you can get. If you put things like ginger, garlic, onion in there, they're also prebiotics. So you know, double bubble. You can go to Aldi and pick up a red cabbage for 39 pence. 39 pence. What does salt cost? I use sea salt. I only use sea salt. Normal table salt can interfere with the fermentation process, so don't use normal table salt, sea salt. Now you can go to Aldi and buy that for 60, 70 pence as well. So for a kilo of sauerkraut, it's going to cost you less than £1. You've got a jar laying around. I mean, here's a jar there that I had some pickled onions in over Christmas. All I could do now is take that cabbage that I've chopped up that's got the salt and everything in there, put it in there, and that's that. And that you know, your jar's free because you've already got it, and it's cost you to make that much sauerkraut less than £1. It's a no-brainer. Don't worry about your knife skills and everything. Like I say, if you've got a food processor, chuck it in there, job done. I'm going to crack on, get this out of the way, and then I'm going to have a chill, watch a bit of telly, Watch Sasu Days Wins later. People who want to do stuff like that for fun. Bonkers, absolutely bonkers. When you've got to do stuff like that, there you go. And there's nothing but respect for those blokes that do that. I've done my time. But that, the raw honey, doing my meditation, and getting back out again, I feel I stop the tablets now. Those fucking things, sertraline, turned me into a zombie that had no interest in fuck all. Didn't want to do anything, didn't do anything. Lost days and days where I stayed in bed. Had no interest in anything or anyone. Coming up to 2 weeks now, I've been there. Everyone said to me, yo, you can't do that, you've got to go to the doctor. Fuck a doctor. He put me on it. He put me on them, turned me into a fucking zombie. I'll stick to my natural things that I know works. Probiotics, prebiotics, healthy gut, healthy mind, getting outside, fresh air, vitamin D, eating things like liver and all, full of nutrients, vitamin B12 and whatnot, doing a mindfulness, doing a bit of exercise. I'm doing Red January again for mind, so I'm doing an activity every day to keep me active, for Mind, the mental health charity, to raise awareness and funds for them. It's mental health is a twat. It don't care who you are. It don't care how much you got in the bank, how many friends you got, or anything. And it can strike you anytime and put you in an hole. And I can, hand on heart, if I never had fear, I wouldn't be here. Not the last few months. Wouldn't be here. But I talked. I got a few people who I give gratitude for from the bottom of my heart, who I can talk to about anything and everything at any time. But those are what made me feel like that. I just didn't want anything, didn't want to do anything, didn't want to be anywhere. So pictures of Fionn on my phone, pictures of Lewis kept me here. I felt that it was pointless. I felt that I was worthless. I felt that I wasn't doing anything. So, like I say, I stopped those now nearly 2 weeks, and I can, and on heart, I feel a lot better. I do. Going over it now, it brings back. But the most important thing, and this is to anyone out there, anyone at all, is to talk. You've got to talk. Don't bottle it up over in. I've done that for years and years and years. I didn't need anyone to talk to. I knew all the stuff. I trained for the last 7 or 8 years as a personal development coach for people with PTSD, stress, anxiety, depression. I can give people advice all day, every day. Brilliant at giving advice, brilliant at listening to people and helping them and pointing them in the right direction and doing stuff for them. But do you think I listened to my own advice? Did I fuck? I knew better. I stopped doing my mindfulness. I stopped going out. I fucking love going out where I am. Alright, I've moved a couple of miles down the road, but the Skirrid and the Sugarloaf and all is still only 15 minutes from me up the road. I got the canal is 2 minutes, cross the main road, and that's it. Then I'm on the canal in the woods. And when I'm out there, like I posted last week on my blog, nature's and natural antidepressants, and it works. I'm gonna fuck off. If you or anyone you know, or you think someone is struggling or is in a bit of a fucking dark place in the stingies, as we used to say when we were kids out in England, please, please, please get those people to talk. Get them. It doesn't matter who to. It doesn't matter who you talk to. A complete stranger. I know how difficult it can be to talk to your closest people. I know that. I never talked to anyone for years and years and years when I beat myself up when I wasn't seeing Lewis. Every day I beat myself up over that. I didn't talk to anyone until I went on the course to become a personal development coach for people with PTSD and depression and all, and dealt with my own demons. Well, I thought I dealt with my own demons, obviously not, because the last few months they've been kicking me all around this fucking flat. Get them to talk. My inbox is always open. My phone number is on my website, on my Facebook page. I don't have the answers. You've got the answers. You've got the answers in there. You know the answers. All I know is how to coax them out. And that's what, just before Christmas, I thought, this ain't working. Do what you know works for you. Anyway, people, enjoy your evening. Enjoy your loved ones. Give gratitude for what you've got. Don't take any notice about all the Facebook, all the Instagram feeds and stories. They're highlight reels. It's bullshit. Talk, please. Mental health doesn't give a fuck who you are. Please, please talk. Love to you all. Take care.